This is my 1974 Volkswagen Thing. I've had this about 14-15 years. Got pulled out of a barn in Ohio, and it had a lift kit on it. I think the guy I bought it from said it came from Arizona originally, and then it spent some time in Texas. It's got the original Texas registration sticker from 1977. So I went through it mechanically, did pretty much everything from brakes to transmission to engine. I lowered it in front using a bug beam with gear spindles and disc brakes, and the wheels are 6x15 cookie cutters from a 1973 Porsche 911. The front has also been narrowed by I think 2 inches. The rear has just been torsion bars being turned down, I think 4 notches, and I also have adjustable spring plates. You can see them in there. The top is an original military green top. Pretty decent shape, not a perfect fit, but you know, definitely good shape, keeps it dry, although I don't like to take it out in wet weather. Try to keep the body pretty much as is, you know, going for the kind of a rat rod look, even though it's very structurally sound. I have this really thick underbody coating, which I think is the reason it survived so well. The rocker areas, there's a bit of rust coming through, mostly surface rust. I mean, it's definitely not rust through. There's a bit of rust along there where the fender joins the body. I think originally 74s had the mirrors bolted into the body right here, but that was a weak point. They always rusted out right there or got pulled out. I installed these stainless steel pieces from the Thing shop. Doors, pretty good shape. The side windows are also, I believe they're original, although it looks like the plastic was replaced at one point. The interior, I took the original seats, stripped them down, sandblasted the frames, repainted them, got all new padding, and I stitched up the covers myself with using a couple of old army tents. A little bit of rust through there. The jacking point is really solid. I mean, the rockers themselves are quite solid. You could just patch this spot here or fill it temporarily. I mean, so I love the stance. It's pretty cool. The ride is a little rough, I'll admit. It's definitely firm, but you got to pay for. It's the price you pay for looking cool, I guess. There's a little bit of damage right here. Shortly after I bought the car, I had it in my driveway and was having oil delivered, and the delivery truck skidded on some ice and hit the car right there. So that needs to be taken care of. I do have a replacement set of air scoops to go on, and I did replace the engine lid. That was, I think it had a spare wheel carrier. I'm guessing because of these holes right here, it had a spare wheel carrier, and the original engine lid had a bunch of holes in it. It's got a bug exhaust on it right now. Rear bumper is in good shape, straight and relatively rust free. Keep going around this way. Another bit of rust through there, but again, it's not a little bit right there, but overall, I mean, it's really solid. Definitely not a case of having to replace the entire rocker area. Definitely do some localized patching here, or just fill them, like I said. It's probably the worst of the 4 doors. Bit of rust at the bottom. If you've seen the pictures or my thread on the Samba, you'll see I took the body off and I wire brushed the floor pan and used PR15 paint. The top header bar is really solid. I took it apart and used the stainless steel fittings when I rebuilt the top. The straps back there need to be reattached. There's a hole there for an antenna. The windshield frame is really solid. You'll see a lot of guys post on their projects where the bottom of the frame is totally rusted out. I got the original SWF windshield wipers. And that works. The mechanism is a little slow when it operates, but it does work. It's going for kind of a military look. I added these blackout lights, fabricated mount brackets to mount them. Front bumper is bent a little on that end. I do have the brush bars, they're called, for each side, but I didn't install them yet because of the bend in the bumper right here. I need to fix that first, but I will include those parts. The gas cap is from a Bug, obviously, but I do have the original Thing gas cap. Some filler on that wing. This is the front trunk area. You can see there where the previous owner cut a hole to put in I guess an aftermarket radio. A couple of more holes right there. I'm not sure what they're from. I flushed out the gas tank, you know, totally restored it, repainted it. Fuel sender works. The metal in here is all original and in good shape. Some surface rust. Original jack with the original mounting hardware. I do have the 2 covers for these access holes. I'll put them on before I sell the car. So like I said, I had a 3-inch lift kit when the guy I bought it from found it, and unfortunately they cut a kind of an ugly hole here when they installed that lift kit. I do have a replacement piece of metal from a donor car to go in here. Pedal assembly was totally rebuilt. Rebuilt the windshield wiper mechanism. Sun visors are in decent shape. Now the car has almost 42,000 miles. At least that's what the odometer says. And so I didn't feel like the engine needed to be rebuilt. I just cleaned it up, resealed the heads, new carburetor, reinstalled the original air filter, the gas or oil bath air filter. It's got the correct distributor for this model. This part here was because it was originally sold in California or Arizona, maybe, I'm not sure. I think it needed that for smog. So the engine bay is pretty clean, pretty solid. My goal was to, like I said, create a military style thing, so I added these blackout lights, and I was gonna add the smaller bus taillights underneath here, of these 2 holes filled in. Put the military antenna. I'm gonna put that on for in a second just to show. I created these mats myself. I do have the pieces for the heater, the pipes that bring the heat from the heat exchangers up to the dashboard area. I have those plastic parts and pieces needed to put that back together. So there you have it. What I think is a really solid thing. If you've looked at any cars that need work, you'll see when they rust, they really rust badly, and there's only really a minimum amount of work. I mean, this car can definitely be driven as is. You can do a lot of things with it. You could restore the bodywork fairly easily and have a nice, have a real nice car, or you could just continue to drive it and have fun with it as it is. Here's the back seat area, under the back seat I mean. New battery. Car also had a roll cage at one point, so there are some holes where that was attached back here and down next to the seat belts. Here's the hole in the floor pan on the passenger side. Not terrible. I didn't think it was worth cutting out and welding, and my plan was to just fiberglass them. The spot here by the back seat, you see a lot of things with a hole right through here. Tends to be a spot where they rust badly, but as you can see, it's totally solid here on both sides.
Stop flicking me.
Okay, here's the back seats. The back seats folded up. This is like the cargo mode.